Hi everyone, I'm Shahriar. Today I'm gonna talk about Android constraint layout. So, if you were an Android developer and are for working on it for a couple of years, you were used to kind of linear layout and relative layout stuff, so you know how to build your UI like a ninja, I believe. Yup. And you know your way through the XML layouting stuff, you can imagine the preview inside of your head. Then a year ago, Google came out with Constraint Layout with a visual editor, and you were like, what? Yeah, it's actually me. I was like, what? Yeah, so I gave it a try. It was scrappy. The layout editor was super buggy and to be honest, I was kind of skeptical and I didn't believe in it, and I did not spend some time with it because it didn't look like a good investment to me. So, yeah, but after so a long time has been passed, and recently I looked into it again. Actually, I had to look into it again because I was working on some complex UI, and it seems like uh, the layouting stuff I know now is makes it kind of complicated to implement that UI. So I was just looking into some other ways, and it seems like Constant Layout has many of these things available out of the box. So I thought, well, let's give it a try again. Let's see if the layout editor got any better or anything. And I give it a try, and I'm happy about that. And now I actually believe that it can be a good tool because it they developed it a lot. They removed many of the bugs that was there, and the layout editor is not that great, but it's not bad either. So it's okay. It's not. I understand that Google wants to make something like Xcode layout editor, and which is super nice in my opinion. But we're kind of getting there, and to be honest, sometimes even with the layout editor and concept layout, you have to use the XML stuff. Uh, Maybe it's my opinion because like I had to do that, and I don't actually mind that. uh yep, that's it. Let's dig in, let's see. uh yeah, so I'm just sharing these videos so that you guys who are new to constantly out don't have to spend like go through the same issues I have experienced, and I'm just sharing my experience and some tricks that I use when I go with it. So yeah, let's say it's a constraint demo. Yep, language is Java. I'm still working with good old Java. Don't hate me for that. And you have to use Android X. Let's wait for the Gradle build to finish. Oh yeah, by the way, another thing is if you are super used to other layouting stuff and view group stuff, it's gonna look like a bit different, and just trust me, at first it looks weird, then eventually it will click, and when it clicks, it will be a nice experience. So let's go to our activity main XML. I'm just hiding other unnecessary stuffs. So yeah, this is what you get when you open up a new layout files with constant layout on it or a new project. So you can see there are two panels. One is for design stuff, and we call this blue screen a blueprint. So you can actually toggle this from this menu, you can use design, blueprint, design plus blueprint. I usually use both. You can use whatever you want, whatever the layout uh, stuff you want. Okay, so we already have a hello world in it. If you select that, whoa, what are these spring squiggly lines? Well, these are actually constraints. So what are constraints? So constraints are a set of rules that helps you to place your UI into the screen in a correct position. So by constraints, you define like where the view should position itself. So if you select the view, there are four lines actually defining four different constraints. It's saying that align my top to the top of my parent, align my bottom, like my bottom constraint set to the parent bottom, my end constraint or my right constraint to the right of the parent, and my start constraint to the right, to the left or start of my parent. So if you put two same constraint in the same dimension, like this one, these two, and these two, uh, and your UI has a fixed layout with the wrap content, it's gonna be centered automatically. So if you remove this, so when you hover onto the hook, there are actually, you're gonna see four hooks to position yourself. So if you hover onto a hook, it will show red lines, and if you click it, it's gonna delete itself, and you can see that it just jumped onto the top of the screen. So which is not super helpful, because like now uh, your UI is stuck to the bottom. Maybe that's what you want. You maybe want some uh, margin on top of it. You can select that and use a margin from here, like 16. Now it's super clean. It's nice. But if you want it to be centered, just put the same constraint. Just click on it and drag it to the end of the screen. Voila, you got it centered. And we're gonna remove it to 0, because like if you don't make it 0, it it'll still have that 16 pixel top margin. So you can actually put 32 whatever you want. See, you can see that that's a constant margin it's maintaining. After that, it's kind of like flexible enough to move your view up and down and stuff. Okay, so uh, I'm I'm gonna suggest you to just go around with the layout editor, play with it, make some UI, uh, try to make some UI. At first, it's not that great. Like first time, it will fight with you, like the system, everything, cause like you were used to different kind of view group behavior. Cause like if you go to the layout file, there are a lot of now uh, new attributes you have to deal with. I would suggest don't go to the uh, XML directly. You'll actually find your way in the layout editor. So okay, so what are the other ways you can center stuff? Because like you don't want to center stuff like this every time. So let's say uh, I'm gonna remove all the constraints first. So there's a button for delete constraints. It will remove all the rules applied to the view. This button is also available in the top, so just press it. It's gonna clear stuff, and you can see there's a now red exclamation mark on the right of your text view in the component tree. That means that ConstraintLayout doesn't know how to place it in reality. So even though you are seeing that your UI is centered, it's actually not centered. In the runtime, it's gonna pop up to the top left corner right here. So why then it's in the center? because you are still designing, and Android Studio knows that. It knows that you are designing stuff, you are positioning stuff, so it's not interfering with your workflow. It's just giving you hint that, hey man, I'm not gonna be able to put it in the screen. uh, you better have to set some constraints. It's gonna compile, but it will not show the UI in the exact same position right now you're seeing in your screen. So yep, you have to at least you have to set to constraint in both dimensions. So you have to say, well, do it, do it. See, now it's not complaining anymore because it knows that, well, you said where you want. You said you want it like 8 dp from the left of your parent. Let's make it 32 to make it more visible, and you want 32 dp from the top of your parent. Voila, nice. So yep, it's happy. Let's remove again. Let's say we want to constrain it. uh, let's remove this. Let's play with something else. Let's pull up and before image view, let's import something for okay, let's new vector asset. Let's put 128. Choose. I'm bad at colors, don't judge. Yep. So now let's place an image view. You see there's some dotted line actually there to like help you kind of uh, to maintain the standard gapping material design suggests. So like put it there. You're saying uh, I'm gonna use this image. Okay, you can say your layout width is 48 dp and your layout height is 48 dp, right? Nice. But we have the red exclamation mark. That means it's not gonna be in the same position currently we're seeing in our editor. So what you can do, you can set the constraint yourself, or you can select the view and click on that magic wand. What it does, it infer constraints. What does that even mean? So what it means actually, the Android Studio layout editor is trying to quotation mark, trying to guess where you want this UI to be in real life. So it's actually trying to guess the rules needed to set the view on your UI. So see, you can see that it already set two constraints, one in our horizontal plane, one in vertical plane, and it's actually fine. You can see that it puts some constraint and stuff. These are standard capping values meter guideline provides you. So yeah, or you, if you think, well, I'm no noob, I can set my constraints on my own, I'm the master, remove all of those, yep, and set it. By the way, I'm no master, yep. So uh, what we want the top constraint and left constraint, and I want it to be 16 dp and 16 dp. Nice. Let's zoom it up. Okay, so nice. Now we have something. Now we want a text view somewhere. Yep. Let's make its appearance. I'm just putting some 18sp stuff. Make it bold. Yeah, and give it a good text called Mr. Mobile or Mr. Android. Yep. Cool. Now you can see there's still red marks because it's not positioned correctly. So I want it to the right of this image. So I'm just dragging the hook to the image, and it's saying, well, I'm gonna be there. It's my left, but still red mark, cause I don't know how to place it from the top. Well, I'm gonna say, at first let's set it to a sensible gap. Yep. I want to say match your top to the top of this image. What should I do? I'm gonna drag this to the top of this image. Voila, you see that curve, Bezier curve, you can see it will help you to position that into the UI. Let's remove the top margin, so make it 0. And now if we want to put another like kind of subtitle kind of stuff, we can put it also, let's say Mr. Android, uh, um, an awesome robot. I don't know, some random stuff. Make the style italic. Now what do we want? We want to put it like we want to match the bottom of this image and this subtitle in a sync. So let's do it. Boom. Now you have also a margin from bottom. Make it 0 and nice. Now you got a nice little UI. And if you want, like if we run this now, it's gonna look exactly like what we're seeing this layout editor, hopefully. This is still so slow, like building stuff and running an Android app. Yep, it's indexing, installing APKs. Boom, nice. Well, see, it's now left aligned with the parent. It was a mistake from our point. So, if you remember, like I said earlier that you have to put at least two constraint in each axis. So now it's still showing the red icon because like we didn't put any horizontal constraint. So we want this to the right of the image. So we're doing this again like we did for our title. Make it 16. Boom, nice. Run it again. Hopefully this time it works, finger crossed. Sweet. So now you can see like it's not actually that hard building UI, and if you look at the text, your UI is literally a single layer, so you don't have nested stuff. So yep, it's better for performance and stuff. And the warning icons you're looking at is for like missing content description and for not using actual string resources. We're gonna pass on that for now. Well, this is the end of part 1 of constraint layout. Soon I will publish another part 2 for this series. And I hope I'm gonna show you guys how to work with guidelines and barriers and stuff. Those are much more like those are really good stuff you can use with constraint layout. That's it. Happy coding. See you guys in next video.